The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up job ni Marco, combination play, and they're up 5-0. LaSalle on the attack, combination again.
UST ready for it, then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good, but look at San Andres.
Welcome to the 2019 Spikers Turf Open Conference. We're showing you live pictures from the Paco Arena, still in the deep of the preliminary stages. This is the Lyceum of the Philippine University Pirates up against the EASYTRIP Road Spikers. My name is Paulo De Rosario alongside Neil Flores. And Neil, we have here two clubs who are now need to get the wins, because at this stage of the competition, one more loss and that could be it for them.
That's correct. Realistically speaking, EASYTRIP will benefit more from this game if they win it because they have a better standing. But for sure, Lyceum has other plans.
Well, let's take a look at the standings right now. And Lyceum near the bottom of their group, while the EASYTRIP Road Spikers split their first two games, and a win here will see them at level with the Eco Oil DLSU Green Spikers and still in the running to make it to the next round.
They will still be facing up with the Ateneo Blue Eagles this coming Sunday, so every win will matter for the EASYTRIP Road Spikers.
Let's take a look at the last game for these two clubs. Now, as we mentioned a while ago, EASYTRIP needing to get wins here in a hurry, and to do that against the LPU Spikers, the LPU Pirates rather. They know that they can take advantage of that, trying to bounce back from a loss against the Air Force.
Well, you know, that was a really strong Air Force team, but they still managed to get one set over them. Milo Farcon and Red Christensen combined for 23 points in that losing cause.
Now looking over at the other side, the LPU Pirates. LPU, of course, still winless here, and you've seen some of their games. What do you think they need to improve on to become more competitive here?
Well, they have to play better defensively, because clearly in their game against Ateneo, Ateneo got more blocks, 8 more compared to the 3 of Lyceum.
Well, a lot to work on for the LPU Pirates. Let's see if they can get their first ever win in Spikers Turf, and we'll find out if that is the case when we return here on One Sports.
referees for this match. First referee, Mr. Bob Mananob, National Referee. Second referee, Mr. Fernando Velarde, National Referee. Let's now meet the starters for EASYTRIP Road Spikers. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 5, Brandon Santos. At number 2, Dave Platado. Number 6, Marty Galang. Number 9, Yeshua Manliklik. Number 11, Red Christensen. And number 13, Milover Parcon. Starting libero is number 4, Jakim Marajoki. Mentored by their head coach, Mr. Jose Roque. Let's now meet the starting 6 for the Lyceum of the Philippines Pirates. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 9, Juvic Colonia. At number 1, Care Andre Debayan. Number 3, Mark Castellano. Number 4, Harvey Dizon. Number 12, Miko Biñas. And number 14, Sinmart Saporna. With starting libero at number 7, Vergel Colioso. Mentored by head coach, Mr. Emiliano Lontok. This is match number 46, preliminaries for Pool B. Good luck to both teams.
Well, here's the starting lineup for the EASYTRIP Road Spikers. Very familiar names there. You have Milo Parcon, as well as Brendan Santos leading the line, as also Red Christensen, who will be one of the guys that will push the offense for this EASYTRIP team. And the LPU Pirates, again, the team looking for their first win here. Who do you think has to step up in this lineup to try and get that?
Well, in their last game, Colonia and Boris combined for 23 points. If they can continue that output and get support from the other players, we will have a good ball game.
Well, let's see how it goes, as EASYTRIP will get us going first, playing from left to right. LPU in all red, and they take the first point here.
Lyceum is one of the collegiate teams that are here in the open conference of our Spikers turf.
And of course, when you have collegiate teams joining us here in the open conference against the professional teams, the teams that has a lot more maturity, you know, you can expect a bit of growing pains, but that doesn't necessarily mean they don't have the talent to run with these guys, as EASYTRIP get on the board with Red Christensen.
And just imagine, some of the other collegiate teams are actually strong in a different pool. Perpetual swept all of the games. They are currently at number 1. They even beat PLDT. So doon mo makikita yung quality and caliber ng mga collegiate teams na sumali ngayon sa Spikers turf.
Well, alam naman natin that some college teams do already have that tradition of being good volleyball teams. Perpetual, you mentioned one of them already. And LPU trying to grow in that also. You can, you know, I'm sure if you talk to any of the coaching staff, sasabihin nila na, you know, we're here to gain that experience to get ready for our own collegiate season. 2-1 right now in favor of LPU. Very early here in the first frame. Biñas was unable to really control that, but LPU send it back the other way. EASYTRIP one more time. Marty Galang getting on the board now to even things up at 2 apiece. And you have to feel that LPU need a strong start here because they haven't had the most encouraging results so far.
Especially they're pooled with very strong teams like the Philippine Air Force. Then you have the De La Salle Green Spikers and the Ateneo Blue Eagles. If they manage to get a win against a club team, that will do wonders for their confidence coming into their next assignment.
Gaitibayan right now serving for LPU. EASYTRIP send it free. LPU have a chance here to take advantage. And good blocking there. But one more chance for LPU, and that goes wide. Juvic Colonia unable to keep that in. Red Christensen, normally, even last conference, he was the man for EASYTRIP. Didn't necessarily get the help that he needed the entire time around. Hopefully he can find it here this time as LPU take a 1-point lead.
And he's looking to give a better performance now compared to their previous game because he was checked by the Jet Spikers of the Philippine Air Force. Kaya naman naging top scorer doon si Milo Parcon.
Saporna with the serve there. Santos sets that up. And that one's wide. 2-point lead for LPU early on. And based on what we're seeing so far, they have been leaning on Juve Colonia, the main target of their attack for sure. Now Saporna will try and increase the lead here. Now for everyone just joining us over on One Sports, don't forget you can also catch us online on the Facebook page of One Sports, also on YouTube as well. So make sure you come on and make your voices heard there. You know, we try not to read all the comments, but we actually do anyway. So hello to everyone watching over there as EASYTRIP sneak that through. Diba, Neil, medyo toxic yung mga comments minsan, eh, no? I mean, like, you know, reading comments online.
Well, I think that's part of every coverage that we have, but, you know, we're just doing our job.
And of course, we love when you show support for these teams as EASYTRIP tie things up. Marty Galang now serving for EASYTRIP. Colonia gets that through.
The defense of EASYTRIP was not ready for that off-speed shot from Colonia.
A bit sluggish start for EASYTRIP. LPU taking advantage, but neither team has hit full gear just yet. Comes with the set. They go to the other side this time. That one well received. Free ball. They go to Colonia one more time. That one gets through.
And that was also a net infraction called on one of the blockers of the Rhodes Spikers. And I think from all of the games that I've covered from EASYTRIP, ang sa tingin kong problema nila is yung sluggish start. I have yet to see a hot start from this squad, but hopefully right now they can turn things around and grab a win.
Chance one more time for EASYTRIP. You just felt that as you were saying that they suddenly amped up the energy just a bit, and that resulted in a point for them.
That's the most efficient play for Pletado and Brandon Santos, that running hit.
Dave Pletado scored 8 points in the last game. We want to build on that now, hopefully hit double digits. Whistle blown, and the point will go to LPU. And just like that, we're going to the first technical timeout. LPU up 2 against EASYTRIP. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, and let's take a look at the remaining game of the LPU Pirates. They're going to go up against the also winless CEU Scorpions September 26th. That's Thursday at 3 p.m. All games will be here at the Paco Arena. And, you know, if you're LPU, I'm sure they want to get more than just one win. Getting a one over EASYTRIP here would be big for them in terms of their development.
And at the end of the preliminary round, one of those teams na winless, siguradong magkakapanalo. But of course, it's better to have 2 compared to 1.
Absolutely. LPU will get us back going here. Juve Colonia already early on leading the way for LPU. Had 12 points in the last game. He had some help from Edsel Borges last time, who had 11. Again, that came in another loss. That one punched through by Tibayan.
Milo Parcon lost his footing. Di na siya nakahakbang.
Here's a look at that. And there, you just see it right there, that unable to really find his feet. That's not for EASYTRIP. That one way too long. As you mentioned it a while ago, EASYTRIP nakaka-slow starts usually, and that has been their Achilles heel. And so far, that has still proven true. LPU, it's up to them to take advantage though. As Christensen will send that long as well.
An early 5-point lead for our Lyceum Pirates as Coach Jose Roque will call for a timeout.
Timeout now. So we'll hold on into the air and listen in.
Ang mahirap kasi hindi natin control yung nangyayari, di ba? Yung error na yan, tayo rin ang magmagawa niyan hindi naman sila Kung mag-focus tayo doon sa ginagalaw natin, Milo, at taas ng bola, ano nangyari sa'yo doon? Tara. Hindi tayo nakafocus doon sa natin mangyari. Tara muna.
So basically, Neil, sinasabi nila, don't shoot yourselves on the foot because they're scoring because of your errors.
That's correct. And just like in the earlier game, if you watched it, one of the teams committed 27 errors. Isang set, more than one set yung binigay dun sa kalaban nila. Kaya they have to be very conscious. And that will be another error if I'm not mistaken. But the first referee will talk it over to the second referee and the lines judge.
Well, you know, when you look at EASYTRIP's slow start, and you keep wondering, how do you get that energy to make sure that, you know, you come running out of the gates when the game starts?
Well, kailangan talaga nila maging aggressive kasi parang yung galaw nila medyo mabagal pa The killer instinct is not yet there, but when they activate it, dun mo makikita yung gigil sa pagpalo nila, sa depensa nila. Oh, a check ball will be called, so that will be a point for the Rhodes Spikers.
Well, just looking at the faces of the LPU players, they don't necessarily agree with that call, but play goes on. And maybe a case of ball don't lie for them. That's an error for EASYTRIP's part.
For Lyceum, they just have to take care of this 5-point lead. Medyo malaki na yan. They can just exchange points with the Rhodes Spikers and end up winning this first set.
A little bit of composure, that's what LPU is asking for right now, as EASYTRIP trying to pull one back. Tibayan one more time.
Again, Tibayan using the blockers of the Rhodes Spikers to his advantage. Dalawang beses niya nang ginagawa yan. Looking at the gaps between the two blockers, then just using sheer power.
And it'll be a big help if Tibayan can get going. He only had 3 points in the last game, and there were 2 other players for LPU who really carried the scoring load. So a third one would really help them out. EASYTRIP trying to trim down the deficit. Christensen goes up and does just that.
Great start for Red Christensen. They need more of his scoring powers.
Finding that space in the middle there. Christensen, 11 points in the last game. EASYTRIP trying to score 2 consecutive times here. Colonia going up there. Meeting at the net, and point will go to LPU off a net touch.
Angat na sa 6 ang kalamangan ng Lyceum Pirates.
You have to feel that even though the energy level has gone up for EASYTRIP, parang kulang pa rin yung aggression nila here early on. As that miss received there results in another point for LPU. LPU coasting now here in the first frame.
They're really maximizing the low energy being shown to us by the EASYTRIP Rhodes Spikers.
Santos sets that up for Christensen. Christensen gets that through.
Miscommunication on 2 of the defenders of Lyceum.
There's another look at that.
I think Viñas was already there for that pickup. Pero nagkalituhan sila.
Well, EASYTRIP are not out of the first frame just yet, but LPU have all the advantage, and that one just goes through. And that means we go to our second technical timeout with LPU with a 16-9 lead over EASYTRIP. LPU looking for their first win, and if they continue playing like this, they might as well get it today. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the Paco Arena. Let's take a look at the EasyTrip Road Spikers and their remaining games. 2 more games left against big opposition, Ateneo Blue Eagles and the DLSU Green Spikers. That's on September 22 and October 3. Having to face off against the Blue of Katipunan and the Green of Taft Avenue. It's not gonna be an easy trip.
Definitely dalawang malakas na koponan. Ateneo and LaSalle. It was a 5-setter match that we covered and it went all the way.
Well, you know, when you have an Ateneo and a LaSalle really going at it, it's not just about, it's not skill, it's like the desire to win that gets there. You know, you don't really consider just the talent. As Colonia punches that through, you feel that LPU just want this more. Taking a look at that one more time.
Colonia going cross courts. Kanina pa maganda yung nilalaro ni Colonia. Now Boris comes in. He was the person who scored 11 points next to Colonia.
So more offensive firepower here for LPU off the bench. With LPU already with a 7-point lead over EasyTrip. And that is an ace there for LPU.
If you look at the body frame of Boris, he's not the tallest of spikers, but to be able to score 11 points, malaking bagay yon for Lyceum.
Personally, this is my first time seeing Boris play live, and I can't wait to see how he racks up the points. LPU now, Legaspi to serve. And what a reply there for EasyTrip, trying to inject more energy into the team.
Bread and butter for Brandon Santos and Dave Pletado. This time, short running. They have 2 versions of that running attack. Isa sa dulo ng antena, and then yung isa yung medyo mas mabilis na tempo.
LPU stuffed with that block. Boris tried to sneak that in, but unable to do so. Hits antenna in the process.
That set was way off, but he tried his best to get it through.
6-point lead for LPU, but EasyTrip finding their rhythm here. Legaspi saves that. Free ball now for EasyTrip, and a point will go to EasyTrip off a double touch.
You can see with the spin of that ball, it was an obvious double contact violation.
Well, EasyTrip now rolling all the way back here. Let's see if LPU can maintain their composure. And that's better for LPU, as EasyTrip unable to save that.
Colonia continues to put pressure on the defense of EasyTrip.
D-zone to serve for LPU. They lead by 6, 19-13. Colonia sets that up. Boris. Okay, now I have an idea. Now I have an idea of how he gets his points.
Again, he is the shortest on the floor. But he has the hops.
Harvey D-zone serving for LPU. Trying to drive the nail in the coffin in the first frame. That one goes wide though, so EasyTrip extends this one. Still a 6-point lead for LPU. EasyTrip can go on a run here and really put the pressure on them. Dave Pletado, 8 points in the last game. Had a few good hits so far here in the first frame as well. That one sneaking through for LPU.
Pangit na yung setup, but they were still able to get that point. All of the breaks of the game going on the side of the Lyceum Pirates.
And it's that man, the captain, Juvic Colonia, leading the way for LPU here. Leading by example as well. Has to send that free, LPU. What can they do here? Who do they turn to? Well, no one apparently.
Miscommunication. The setter drew up a combination play from the middle. Pero I think hindi sila nakapag-usap ng spikers nila beforehand. But most of the time, may hand signals lang ang ginagawa ang setter. Pag hindi nakikita nung spikers, dyan sila nag-uusap.
Viñas can score off that one. It'll be a free ball now for LPU. Cabayan pushes that. Nothing there. A little back and forth action now between the two teams as Tibay will look to finish it.
You know, they've been going to that same angle, that cross-court hit, but wala pa rin yung depensa ng EasyTrip doon.
Let's take a look at that one more time. The cross-court hit from Tibayan that forced a timeout for EasyTrip. Let's listen in.
Ganun talaga.
Sige, sige.
Paano kayo makaka-recover pag ano na? Pag,
Di pa uli ha, di pa uli. Di pa uli.
Hindi tayo aware, hindi natin alam kung ano yung ginagawa natin sa loob.
Di pa uli.
Simple na lang, simple na lang yung ginagalaw natin. Hindi pa natin ma-establish na maayos. Kung magkukunik-kunik kayo, magagawa natin yung po. Kaso wala eh, kanya-kanya kayo.
Sige, 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 sige. Score sheet pa lang.
Huwag kayong mainis kung magkaka-error dahil
EasyTrip now hoping that they can now play as a unit. Parang nagkakanya-kanya kayo, sabi ni Coach.
Brandon Santos was very vocal in that timeout. Sabi nga niya na kaya pa to. We just have to get one good stop, then let the momentum do its work.
When Boris checks out. Castellano now in the game. And he will serve for LPU as they look to seal this first frame. EasyTrip have been a bit disconnected here in the first set. And boy, oh boy, LPU really feeling it now.
So Porna off that middle hit. Better execution this time from the side of Lyceum. Kanina walang pumalo nung setup na ganon. But this time around, they made sure that they got that point.
Well, EasyTrip have asked more of each other after that timeout, and it's LPU though who have been coming out firing still, and EasyTrip pull one back here.
You know, if Lyceum manages to get this win against EasyTrip, it will send a message across all of the remaining collegiate teams na kakalabanin pa ng EasyTrip na kaya silang matalo.
Portana. And it's a net touch, so LPU just 1 point away from getting the first frame.
They're digging a deeper hole with those unforced errors, talking about the Road Spikers.
Nico Binas now will try to seal the deal. That one's too long, and EasyTrip, new lease on life. Yeshua Manitlik. He will serve for EasyTrip, and that means that if he wants to extend this, he has to be perfect, and unfortunately for him, sends it way too long and gives the first frame to LPU. 25-17 at the end of our first set, and LPU have the lead. We'll be right back with more after this short break. talking about the Paco Arena, let's take a look at the set one summary here as the LPU Pirates take a 25-17 set over the EASYTRIP Road Spikers. And even though EASYTRIP had more attacks, take a look at what happened there and how can you explain that?
Well, you know, numbers won't lie. The errors of EASYTRIP really did the damage and gave a lot of free points to the Lyceum Pirates.
Well, that is something for EASYTRIP to work on. They addressed it over and over again in their timeouts, but were unable to stop the tide against the LPU Pirates. Hello again to everyone watching us over at One Sports on SD Channel 91, HD Channel 261 over on Signal, and everyone watching over on YouTube and online as well, as EASYTRIP taking the first point there with a plum. You see the energy from EASYTRIP right off the bat. LPU will now have to deal against an EASYTRIP team whose pride was probably hurt in that last frame. And take a look at that as Jose takes a point for EASYTRIP.
Jericho Jose will replace Milo Parcon to start the second set. And that is a better start. Yan yung hinahanap ko sa EASYTRIP. If they can manage to go all out in the start of every set, iba talaga yung magiging complexion ng laban. But Tibayan has other plans. He continues to pound the blocking of EASYTRIP.
Well, Tibayan, let's take a look at that one more time. He saw the blockers and you know what? I don't care. I'm going to get that through. EASYTRIP now with the reply. Jose with a great start here to the second frame.
2 out of the 3 points of EASYTRIP actually came from Jose. Magandang bunot ito for Coach Jose Roque.
Right, Jericho Jose didn't actually, he barely played in the last game. And as we were, you know, singing his praises, he sends that long. 3-2 now in favor of EASYTRIP. LPU a bit shell-shocked after that start from EASYTRIP. They came out with a lot of energy. Galang this time. LPU scrambling. They go to Colonia. Colonia can't get that through.
Too low for Colonia. It's one of the most difficult balls to hit, lalo na pag galing sa likod. That's called the break ball.
EASYTRIP. One more time on the serve. LPU getting that off the blockers. Dizon happy with that one. Take a look at that one more time. Harvey Dizon on the attack, bounces that off a blocker. EASYTRIP trying to build on their strong start there, and a check ball means Platado scores.
A lot of people have been asking me kung merong disadvantage if you're a collegiate team. Sabi ko nga, it's not a disadvantage per se because lamang kayo when it comes to training. The gelling of the team is there. It's more on the experience lang ang ilalamang ng club team.
As Colonia gets on our point there for LPU. Let's take a look at that one more time. And you mentioned it a while ago that the LPUs, the Perpetuals, LaSalle, Ateneo, all of them have the advantage of actually training every day. While these professional teams like EASYTRIP and some of the others probably don't have that same luxury. But EASYTRIP get the point there to extend their lead to 2 once again. Chance here for LP to save that, and they barely do so. EASYTRIP have them scrambling, and nothing stopping that one.
But it
sails outside. Na-excite ako dun.
Wasted opportunity for EASYTRIP. No blockers.
Well, you're right there. It was his for the taking. Unfortunately, unable to get that. Let's listen in LP's huddle.
Inisip mo kagad papaluin mo, naisipin mo, ano ginawa? Basahin mo setter, hindi mo pinapasa setter eh. Sa tabi mo lang ganyan, pinawarm up ka. Wala ka nahihipon, miski isa rin eh. tingnan siya. Oh, yan, tingnan mo kagad. Walang gagawin. Yun lang naman, napalo dun eh. Ha? Pwede nga pagtulungan yun eh. Okay? Oh, go.
Tumataas yung laro nila.
LPU now on the back foot here in the second frame after EASYTRIP just amped up the energy. It's like they shot coffee into their veins at the start of the second frame. LPU will try to revert to what they did in that first set where they just outclassed the EASYTRIP Road Spikers, but Road Spikers get a gift there from LPU. That one's too long. Dave Pletado sends that long as well. And EASYTRIP, they want to limit their errors after what was an error-filled first set that really stopped them from getting any momentum.
10 easy points given to the Lyceum Pirates a while ago.
But EASYTRIP through Jose, who has been a pleasant surprise in this game so far, now has a 2-point lead. Let's take a look at that one more time. Two blockers, nothing that they could do there as EASYTRIP 2-point lead going into our first technical timeout. Let's take a look at the tournament system here in the 2019 Open Conference. There are 10 club teams, 14 school-based teams, and in the preliminary round, the 2 top teams of each group will qualify for the quarterfinals. Now, the top-seeded team will have a twice-to-beat disadvantage as the groups cross over, and then semifinals, best of 3. Then there will be a final round as well. It's great to see so many teams this time in the Open Conference, Neil. And for these school teams, you have to feel that it'll just mean we'll have better players moving on.
Definitely, and the tournament directors actually told me there were more teams pa na gusto sumali, but they really have to limit it to 24. But maybe next time, if we have more time, they can accommodate more teams.
I hope all our producers are listening to this as well. We want more men's volleyball. As EASYTRIP now have a 2-point lead, and Jose has been the man here in the second frame for EASYTRIP. We've been looking for more offensive power from the rest of the players, apart from Red Christensen and even Milo Parcon and De Platado, and they're getting that boost right now from Jose. As Red Christensen trying to get that point, but LPU managed to survive there. Up until that block, and EASYTRIP now with a 3-point lead.
Now the intensity of the players are already present dito sa side ng EASYTRIP.
Well, let's see whether or not dropping that first frame will hurt them, as it is an ace there for EASYTRIP. Jericho Jose really coming up big for them now. Three attacks and an ace already. How about Jericho Jose?
Net touch will be called.
Well, LPU now looking like the team without the confidence. In the first frame, it was the other way around. LPU trying to answer back. Saves that one. Saporna forced to save that. Send it free. As Red Christensen skies up there and gets the point for EASYTRIP.
What an impact play. Double quick, one from the front and one from behind. Red Christensen all over that attack.
Well, maybe they were insulted when we said na wala silang energy sa first frame. Really amping it up here in the second. It's been a joy to watch, really. As Christensen just taps that cross.
Not over. Buti na lang because that would have been a free ball for Lyceum dahil hindi na na-set up ni Brandon Santos.
Let's take a look at that one more time. Blocking does his job. Jericho Jose has been in service line for a while now. 7-point lead now for EASYTRip. LPU listless here in the second frame. Red Christensen one more time.
Now you can feel na palakas yung palo ni Red Christensen as he is getting good touches from Brandon Santos.
And on that note, after this hit from Christensen, LPU call for time.
Ano yung ginagawa nyo laro? Hindi naman kayo nagbabasa. Ginagawa kayong kalaruan. Kasi kaya anong gawin nyo, pag hindi nyo alam pinanggalingan ng bola, hindi kayo makakabasa ng block. Hindi nyo mababasa yan. Ha? Hindi ay tulong ginagamit. Tinuri. Nakita nyo yun yung spiker nyo. Titingnan nyo gagawin ng block na setter. Nandun ang setter. Andito ang setter, nakaganyan kayo. Oh, andayo. Hinuhulaan nyo lang.
Okay, basta. Focus tayo.
LPU trying to remedy their poor start here to the second frame. Still in it though, but down 15-7 against EASYTRip. Coach not happy with the way they have been reading the attacks of EASYTRip, rather with the way they have not been reading the attacks at all.
Imagine, it's already an 8-point deficit. Nabaliktad na, the tides have changed. And it all started with this guy, Jose.
Already with his second ace, and that sends us to our second technical timeout. We'll talk more about Jose and the rest of the EASYTRip Road Spikers. Let's take a look at this ace one more time, and let's see whether or not they can continue that when we return. Let's take a look at the standings here in the 2019 Open Conference in Group B. EASYTRip and LPU near the bottom. EASYTRip need a win here to keep their hopes alive to make it to the quarterfinal stage. And Red Christensen, man on your screen right now, will be one of the guys responsible in trying to make sure that they get there.
And realistically speaking, yung unang 4 teams na nakita natin in that team standings, yan pa yung mga may chance to really barge in the quarterfinals. Talking about the Philippine Air Force Jet Spikers, Ateneo Blue Eagles, Eco Oil DLSU Green Spikers, and itong EASYTRip Road Spikers. They add another point courtesy of that block from Herman Eugenio.
Now a double-digit lead for EASYTRip. As Jericho said, I don't remember the last time he was not serving now in this frame. As a net touch means another point for EASYTRip.
After a slow start, EASYTRip finally finding their rhythm, especially in the attacks.
Well, you mentioned it a while ago, EASYTRip have been guilty of a lot of slow starts to games, and here they are finding their rhythm and racking up the points. 19-7 now. They've been dominating LPU.
Lyceum hasn't reached the 10-point mark yet. Kaya babalasan si Coach Emil Lonto. Legaspi will be orchestrating the offense, replacing Castellano.
Well, LPU were not happy with the way that they have been defending or reading the attacks of EASYTRip. As Jericho Jose, his a good streak runs out from the service line as LPU get the point from the error. Torres now. Almost an ace. Christensen sends that free. As LPU trying to pull one back here. Christensen, triple block, does the job.
You know, there was coverage behind Christensen, but he decided to get a touch on that ball. But this is still a huge 10-point lead.
Well, let's see whether or not LPU can rally enough, create enough momentum to make this more of a competitive set, as EASYTRIP have been dominant here. But that ace will really help them out.
They finally reached the 10-point mark.
Just when EASYTRIP's 1 point away from reaching the 20-point mark. So a lot of work to do here for LPU. Torres, one more time. They go to Christensen. Christensen scores off the block.
Well, if you have Jericho Jose and Red Christensen scoring at will, that will create major problems for the Pirates.
Mantua checks in. Jair Mantua will now serve. Meeting at the net there goes a way of EASYTRIP as they now have a 21-10 lead over the LPU Pirates.
Second referee is just asking the bench of EASYTRIP to go to their designated place kasi mayroong players box dyan eh.
And, you know, sometimes they excite sila. So, you know, it's hard to really contain. And when you're playing the way you're playing right now, talking about EASYTRIP, it's easy to see the emotions just fly out. LPU scored on that last one, so it's actually 21-11. Still in favor for EASYTRIP, though. Oh, and what a powerful finish there. Pletado reminding everyone that he is also dangerous for EASYTRIP.
That was an excellent one-handed set from Brandon Santos. You would think na ida-drop ball niya, but then he would still set it up for Dave Pletado.
Service error there for EASYTRIP's part. So LPU still alive and still in this, but down by 10 with EASYTRIP 3 points away from taking the frame.
Now Eugene Del Rio will see his first action. He used to play for the VNS Volleyball Club Griffins in our reinforced conference.
And a good one there from LPU. You haven't heard a lot of Colonia here in the second frame. Hopefully that gets him going. Harvey Dizon now to serve for LPU. An ace there for LPU. As Marajoki could not get to that one. He knows that he should have done a bit better there.
But they have a little allowance for these errors dahil medyo malaki naman ang kalabangan nila. But they have to end this one.
Because you don't want LPU to get any momentum going into the next frame. Because we know that at least what we saw in the first set a while ago, LPU, once they're on a roll, they're hard to stop.
But now EASYTRIP is at warning point, 2 points away from tying this up at one set apiece.
Marty Galang serving now. He had 9 points in the last game for EASYTRIP. Bologna. Red Christensen, that one's way too wide. (23-15) in favor of EASYTRIP as LPU trying to finish with a bit more of a flurry here after being outclassed for majority of the second set. Oh, and what a save there for EASYTRip. LPU now point goes to EasyTrip.
Triple block against Boris, but what about that save?
Oh, that's why you never give up on any plays. Eugenio checks back in. Castellano with the set, and the blockers doing a good enough job there to make sure that EasyTrip goes to take the second set in comfortable fashion. 25-15 over the LPU Pirates are tied up at one set apiece. We'll be right back with the third frame when we return. Welcome back to the Paco Arena for the 2019 Open Conference of Spikers Turf and EasyTrip. After a very, very disappointing start in the first frame, come up big in the second. Neil, let's take a look at the numbers. What really pops out to you?
Well, the attacks, 11 compared to the 6. Lamang pa rin yung EasyTrip just like the first set. And they were able to minimize the errors given to the LYCEUM Pirates. Ngayon, baliktad na. 11 errors naman on the side of LYCEUM.
And you know, we were talking about the defense of LPU even before the game started, and that was something they needed to improve on. And I think that second frame in particular was proof that there is still so much to improve on for LPU.
Now this time, Boris will start out for LYCEUM along with Rainier Mansilungan.
Oh, and Boris goes up there, but that one goes long. So you feel that just by the lineup of LPU that they want to get off to a hot start with all of their big guns already on the court. Brendan Santos with the serve there. LPU go to Boris. Boris, guys up there, saved. They go back to Boris, and that one just sneaks through.
Lucky play from Boris with the help of the tape of the net.
Here's another look at that one. Just pushing that across. That's now for EasyTrip to strike back, and they do just that.
Brendan Santos has really mastered his connection with his middle blockers, talking about Dave Pletado and Herman Eugenio.
Jericho Sehu with a fantastic second frame. Serve there for EasyTrip. That's now for EasyTrip to double up their lead, and they do so off a net touch.
These are the careless errors na sinasabi ni Coach Emil. We work so hard in getting those attack points, and then suddenly we touch the net or we get a service error.
And LPU, it felt to them that they had a bit of a clean game in the first frame and unable to continue that in the second. Now EasyTrip rushed to a 3-point lead here early on in the third frame.
Well, like I told you, once EasyTrip starts their engine, tuloy-tuloy na talaga.
That one straight to the net there for Jericho Se. And despite that, though, he has been a bright spot for EasyTrip, especially after that fantastic second frame that he has. And, you know, he didn't play in the last game, so maybe the coach will now have to consider using him more, as EasyTrip extend their lead once again through a service error. Herman Eugenio on the service line. Boris. The blocking does the job.
It was just too obvious that Lyceum was going for a combination play. Walang kumomit sa middle blocker ng Lyceum.
And it feels that LPU are really making an effort to get Boris going, but unfortunately has been stuffed at each attempt. Overreaching, says the referee. So EasyTrip now with a 5-point lead. LPU sinking without a trace early on.
That's correct. The ball was already on the side of EasyTrip. Tapos sinungkit pa nung setter ng Lyceum.
Looking for different options now, talking about LPU, but unfortunately unable to make it count. Down now 8-2 against EasyTrip as we go into our first technical timeout. Let's take a look at the previous game for the EasyTrip Road Spikers. Now, it wasn't easy for them, obviously, with Air Force go for gold as their opponents. 98-76 was the total score at the end. They lost that one 3-1. And, you know, they almost kept pace in terms of attacks. Did not do a great job with the errors, and blocking was an issue for them.
Nilo Barcon led all scorers with 12 points, but right now he's in the bench because Jericho Jose is really playing really well.
Herman Eugenio now serve. And it's great when someone off the bench has such a great game. It really fosters competition and makes you a better player, as that was a great block there from EasyTrip to extend their lead 9-2.
And when your number gets called off the bench and you perform, malalaman ng coach mo that potentially you can also start out.
It'll be interesting to see how they will get through training next time around, because they know that, hey, maybe a spot is up for grabs already. EasyTrip right now trying to extend their lead, trying to reach 10 first. Boris unable to get that through. We go to Boris one more time. Hits the antenna, so that will go EasyTrip's way, 10-2.
Another timeout will be called. Coach Emil signaling to the second referee. He needs to talk things over.
Let's listen in on what's set to be an emotional huddle for LPU.
yun, ng atake ng quick. Ha? Hindi may tatako sa likod yun. Yan, nasa harapan ka. Dito ka. Kung quick yung gano'n, habol-habol niya yan. Dapat sundan mo na lang sa ibabaw yun. Wala na yung play mo sa likod, no? Diretso mo na yun. Hindi, magagalaw niya sa likod yun, sa likod mo, para umikot ka doon. Hindi na madadali yun. Matuto. Ha? Wala tayo silbi. Walang ano, ha? Layo pa yan, o. Gawa.
So Neil, what was your favorite quote from that huddle?
Tough love coming from Coach Emil Lontok. Pero ganun talaga eh. Sometimes, kailangan ng tough love para magising yung player.
Well, they'll need all the tough love that they can get right now because LPU staring down at 10-2 deficit as EASYTRIP are well on their way to claiming the set. Saporna making sure that LPU get on the board, not letting EASYTRIP go too far. Remember that second set, LPU trailed by 10 points at one point.
And the 10-point deficit in a men's game is very difficult to overcome. Marty Galang this time around going cross-court again.
And you know, if you're LPU, you have to feel for the fact that, hey, we started out so well. And you know what you could do. Pero ngayon, medyo listless sila in terms of at least defending as Colonia trying to get a point there. And that one goes LPU's way.
Great timing on Mansilungan, getting that block point for Lyceum. Still 7 points down.
4 serving 11 here. As Sinmar Saporna will try to trim the deficit. Good save there. Colonia trying to make that one count. Nothing there though as EASYTRIP extend their lead once again.
They're looking to make a repeat of that second set performance. And again, that running hit from Dave Platada always does his job.
So far so good for EASYTRIP here. After a rocky start, they've been dominating, and that ace just proves that.
Everything is starting to fall apart for Lyceum. Sobrang layo from their first set performance.
There was also a combination of the fact that walang energy talaga yung EASYTRIP sa simula eh. Pero ngayon, you have them playing for fun. You can see the joy in the way they play. While LPU struggling right now as if in quicksand.
They have to really try to cut the errors dahil sunod-sunod.
Colonia gives that up as EASYTRIP tries to extend their lead. We go to Colonia. Colonia unable to score in that one. We go to Colonia one more time. And this time comes away with the point. They were down by 10, now by 9.
Colonia will try to lead his team and regain the lead.
Now remember, all the heavy hitters of Lyceum are on the court right now. We're talking about Colonia and Edsel Bores. But errors like that cannot help their cause.
Later on, when they review this game and look at the numbers, it clearly won't lie. Dave Letado, 8 points already under his belt. Another 10-point lead for our Road Spikers.
Better there for LPU as they trim that down to 9. Let's see how far they can go. A net touch there for LPU, so that means EASYTRIP extend their lead to 10 once again, going into our second technical timeout. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the Paco Arena. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of Dave Platado, who already is one of the key figures of this EasyTrip team in this game against LPU, as LPU have been struggling in the past 2 frames.
Almost all of the highlights came from that running hit. It's their go-to play every time they need a point.
7 attacks and 1 block already. Dave Platado really boosting EasyTrip's cause with his offensive output so far. And also can show that he can defend as well with that single block.
A former Soaring Falcon, now a Rhodes Spiker.
LPU, a bit more energy this time around, coming off that second technical timeout as Boris tries to get that through, and he does.
Now a check ball will be called by the lines judge.
16-7. It will be 7 serving 16. Castellano right now. And a single point in his last game. Santos saves that. Christensen could not. As LPU stringing a couple of points together to trim down the deficit to just 8. Mark Castellano now, one more time. Better now for LPU, 3 straight points.
Sapornia going through the blockers.
And on that note, on a 3-0 run, EasyTrip sues for time. Let's listen in.
Service pa lang. Kailangan mong gumalaw. Hindi pwedeng maglalapit sa yung bola. Tayo ang lumapit sa bola. Pag naitaas, hindi kailangan magmadali. Kumpiyansa lang na ito ang kaya natin gawin. Ito lang yung pwedeng muna. Ha? Hindi pwedeng may extra pang galaw. Herman, mataas ang bola. Hindi pwedeng maliliit na step. Nag-training tayo ng blocking. Ayusin natin. Pulito pa ng konti. Pulito pa.
LPU went 3-0 on that spurt, 16-9. Still in favor of EasyTrip though, but you have to feel that EasyTrip cannot relax against this LPU team.
Sabi nga ni Coach Jose Roque in that timeout, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it relaxed. Let's just go through the motions of proper movement. Lalo na sa depensa, one single step can make all the difference in you getting that ball.
And LPU make that 4-0. Talking about the run right now as D-Zone comes up with that. Castellano again. LPU making more a game out of this. But EasyTrip sneak that through. 17-10 in favor of the Rhodes Spikers. Let's take a look at that once again. Block not strong enough.
Oh, lifting violation will be called this time on the setter. That will add to the number of errors that they have committed so far.
Well, the LPU players were a bit confused about that one. Not happy with the call. Jericho Jose trying to look to continue his good streak in the game so far. And the blocking does the job once again for EasyTrip. Their defense has been on point. There'll be a timeout now timeout now for LPU rather. As if you take a look at that block again on Colonia with LPU struggling here. Let's listen in their huddle.
Mahirap paluin. Mahirap paluin yun. Mahirap. Ha? Dapat, pag walang game, walang game, pero kaya mo lang, sayang, wala tayong gagawin. Pag hindi na kaya nagawa, wala mangyayari sa atin. Hindi natin mapalo bola. Nag-simple, hindi pa napapalo bola. Ha? Ay! Go.
Bit of frustration there in the LPU huddled as they're now down by 9 against EasyTrip here in our third frame. Still tied up at 1 set apiece. After a strong start for LPU, EasyTrip just run them over in the second frame and look to continue that here in the third. Saporna with a net touch there.
And the crossing violation. 2 violations in 1 point.
Take a look at that one more time. There you go. 1-2. Porto checks in for LPU. Porto wasn't even in the team list of the last game for LPU, so let's see whether or not, you know, new blood can help out. Christensen gets that through, but the block saves it. Porto goes up there.
Great coverage from the libero Moral. Then Porto coming up with an instant point. Ito yung sinasabi kong magandang mga bunot to break the momentum of your opponent.
Arbidizon serve. LPU down by 9. EasyTrip looking to lay down the hammer. 11-point lead now.
Courtesy of Jericho Jose. The wild card for today's game.
Interesting to see how much he plays in the next one after his performance here against LPU. Porto, one more time with feeling.
Back-to-back points for Porto.
Take a look at that one more time. Yeah, way above the blockers actually.
More than the points na ibibigay niya sa team niya. It's really the confidence that will help them spark a little bit more momentum. But another infraction will be called. This time on Rainier Mansilungan.
Well, EasyTrip now with a big lead over LPU. 22-12. Well, Asia will try to continue this good streak for the EasyTrip Road Spikers. Colonia. Well, a better energy towards the end of this frame for LPU. And it would be a bit miraculous if they come out with this set still. But Colonia showing the energy that LP was lacking in this set and the last.
And medyo natahimik yung production ni Colonia. This is really the right time to get things going. But a perfect block from Rainier Mansilungan on Dave Pletado. One-on-one.
Take a look at that once again. Nothing EasyTrip could do with that. Block was just too good. Free ball now for EasyTrip. Asia sets that up. Galang sends it long. (22-15) now. LPU in the middle of a comeback here. How far can they go?
From 10 points now down to 7. One step at a time.
Oh, but that does not help them at all. 23-15 now in favor of the Road Spikers. Marty Galang serve. So the error means LPU still alive in this, albeit with very little room for error. Mansilungan serve. Asia with the set. That one too wide as well.
Godoy will tried to really go off the block, but it was too strong.
Mansinungan, one more time. Ajo does it again. They go to Jericho Se.
The opener and the closer, Jericho Se.
Well, just 1 point away to taking this third frame. Jericho Se just hitting that right before an LPU player. Bologna blocked this time. And the second time goes through, but the point goes to EASYTRIP off a check ball. 25-17 for EASYTRip after that third frame. LPU with more energy towards the end, but it was too late as they stare down a 2-1 deficit in this game. We'll be right back. Going back to the Paco Arena, where the EASYTRip Road Spikers have been having their way with LPU, especially in that third frame as well. Let's take a look at the numbers there. 14 errors for LPU, even though they did lead the attacking scoring.
9 points. It's the first time na lumabang ang LYCEUM sa attack department. But just imagine, 14 errors. EASYTRip only needed 11 points na pagtrabahuhan nila in that previous set.
LPU to serve. Almost an ace there, but good save. As EASYTRip will try to get the first point on the board here. Jose getting that off the blockers.
And he used his left hand.
Is he a lefty?
No.
No, he's not. Oh, that makes it even more impressive. Brendan Santos to serve. LPU spend a bit more time in the huddle after the third frame. They know they have to make a lot of adjustments here. They still feel that they can get back in this game. But Red Christensen saw the hole and exploited it.
You know, the past two frames, laging 10 ang nagagawang kalamangan ng EASYTRIP. In this set, Lyceum has to get closer to the score.
Brendan Santos to serve once again, 2-0 in favor of EASYTRIP. That miscue there from LPU means there'll be another one.
They will continue to add on to those errors.
Brendan Santos now. And a meeting at the net. No one ended up touching the ball though, but EASYTRIP come away with a point there to make it 4-0. Not the start LPU wanted.
And at this point of the match, it looks like nothing is going the way of the Lyceum Pirates.
Now, if you're the coach of LPU and you're staring at what is said to be, what is looking like a big collapse on their part after starting off well and taking off the first frame, what do? You know what? We'll figure that out after we hear from the man himself in their huddle.
Huli yung bola, hindi. Ay, iabot sa'yo bola. Lakpas naman sa ibabaw ng lechon. Habulin mo lang yun. Oo ka nang oo eh. Binibigyan ka ng pagkakataon. Ayaw mong gawin eh. Ha? Doon ka nakatayo, doon ka pumapalo. Habulin mo, abagin mo bola. Nakasakit mo dun eh. Parang...
Tol. Hingang malalim. Focus kayo sa ginagawa nyo, par. Wala o. Focus, pare, focus.
Sino na sa harapan?
Siya, si RB po, tsaka to. Par, hingang malalim. Galaw.
Breathe deep. That's the message in the huddle, because it's looking like this LPU team is lacking that focus needed to get over the hump. That is EASYTRIP.
They have to start with a really good pass so that Castellano can set up their own plays.
Much better now for LPU as they get the first point on the board for this frame. Now, Neil, we were talking about it right before the timeout. What does LPU do now that, you know, they've seen the holes in their play? They know that there is a lot to work on as they're looking at going to another loss here against EASYTRIP, unless things change dramatically here. What do they need to do to make sure that they're a better squad at the end?
Again, the awareness inside the court will play a very big role. Kagaya nun, that was a very basic miscue. You were going to put it over, but suddenly you still commit an error. Ito yung mga bagay na kailangan as a volleyball player na iiwasan mo rin. Especially we're already at that fourth set. In the first two frames, medyo mapagbibigyan mo pa kasi you're still getting your groove. But come the latter parts of the game, your coach is really expecting you to have been able to adjust already.
Jericho says sends it straight to the net as LPU get a free point there. Let's see whether or not they can take advantage of this. Galang, way too strong.
Well, the wing spikers of EASYTRIP has been going to that same cross-court angle. They haven't been utilizing the zone 1, pero mukhang hindi kailangan eh because there are a lot of gaps in the defense of Lyceum.
Well, for Lyceum right now, they need to find a morale booster, and hopefully that may be it for them.
Colonia, all business. Looking at his facial expressions.
It's normally, volleyball's a very happy sport. And, you know, with the scowl on his face, you know how much it means to him. But then now, EASYTRIP will go into the first technical timeout with an 8-3 lead over the LPU Pirates. We'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back to the Paco Arena. A lot of volleyball to be had here, and if you are a fan, do come over and join us. It's easy to get to. I mean, like if you're driving, just use Waze. You can get there easily. You can take you can find ways to come here with your friends and enjoy a full day of men's volleyball action here at the Paco Arena. As LPU turn the deficit to just 4. And you know, when you're here, you can say hello to Neil Flores, who is the real star of our production here. Of course, the stars are on the court, but then if you're looking for another star off the court, it's Neil Flores.
You can take a picture with Paolo Del Rosario here.
Neil with his fledgling blog as well, so make sure you check that out. Marty Galang reminding us, hey, talk about us instead. There you go. As EASYTRIP restore a 5-point lead. Here's another look at that one. As Marty Galang, not afraid of the blockers in front of him, hitting across court.
Same angle. They've been going cross court pero wala pang adjustments ang nagagawa itong Lyceum. This time, Colonia gets blocked by Jericho Jose.
Jericho Jose has been the man for EASYTRIP here. Not necessarily their top scorer, but a surprise contributor for their team.
Especially when he started that second set. Doon na naset yung pace ng volleyball na gustong laruin ng EASYTRIP.
Well, after a very, very slow start, talking about EASYTRIP, they now lead 2-1 and now lead 10-5 as well. Officials now having conversation with Colonia.
I think they're checking kung sino yung magiging server because you don't want any rotational errors na dadagdag pa.
Still very doable for LPU to catch up to EASYTRIP here. Only a 5-point, make that 4-point deficit. Red Christensen trying to push that through. LPU to Colonia from the back row, gets it through. 7 serving 10 now. LPU building a bit of momentum here. They have been listless in the past 2 frames, but EASYTRIP giving them room, talking about LPU, to come back into this one. EASYTRIP gives it free. LPU. Combination play doesn't work for them. Chance one more time for LPU. Christensen has to give that away. Good rally, goes all the way for LPU.
They cut the deficit down to 2.
Let's take a look at that one more time. As Jomel Legaspi getting that point. He only had a single one in the last game. Rubic Colonia with the serve. Jose, not this time. That one long for Legaspi. Better play from LPU. You can tell that there was a spring in their step in the past few points that they've earned.
Now a rotational error will be called.
And that's why Colonia said, that's why you check. That's why you check.
They will talk it over, but even our officials here, dito sa table, sinasabi nga na wrong rotation itong Lyceum. So that point will be awarded to EASYTRIP as they fix the rotation of Lyceum.
4-point lead now for EASYTRIP. As Lyceum will try and salvage this frame. It's a long way to go though. Dave Platado at serve. Oh, and almost a miscue there, but definitely a miscue there.
Balik sa limang kalamangan ng EasyTrip.
13-8 now. EasyTrip, they haven't had the same momentum they've had in the past 2 frames, but has been enough to hold off LPU. But that doesn't help for sure. 13-9. Mark Castellano to serve for Lyceum. Ray Christensen. That one goes out, so LPU down by just 3. More competitive now for the Pirates. So take a look at that once again. Christensen's shot just goes long. They go to Jose this time.
The man of the hour, Jericho Jose, continues to shine for Coach Jose Roque. Sa ganda ng nilalaro niya, hindi na rin nakabalik si Milo Parcon on the court.
You know, he's doing the job, and why take him out? LPU now, with a running attack. Nothing happens there, and Jose, one more time.
Back-to-back bullets for Jericho Jose. Kanina down the line, this time cross-court ulit. That's the variety of hits that he can make. Wala pang off-speed dyan.
Brendan Santos to serve.
That ball will be called.
Well, EasyTrip still up by 5. LPU with the chance to trim the deficit. Brendan Santos will serve once again. Oh, and what a hit there for D-Zone, as D-Zone trying to inject more life into this LPU team.
That can be the impact play that can change the momentum dito sa side ng Lyceum. Paminsan, you just need one impact play to spark that up.
And maybe you're right, because EasyTrip concede another point. RBD zone. With the ace. 2-point lead for EasyTrip. LPU on the comeback trail, and EasyTrip sues for time. Let's listen in.
Pinadikit niyo pa ng todo-todo. Nagiging pasisyoso na sila na lahat ng service nila ngayon, ipapasok lang nila. Oh, binigyan niyo yung kumpiyaso, kakargahan ng kakargahan niya. Diba?
Patay na, patay na!
Tara! Hindi, nagantay tayo nung sinong kukuha. Akuin na natin. Kung ikaw. Ngayon, kung ano naman, ikaw ang defense, receiver eh. Kung kaya mo naman kontrolin, di kontrolin mo na. Ang bagal ng bola. Actually, kahit hindi si Martin kumuha, ikaw kukuha, pwede. Diba?
Patay na, patay na!
So EasyTrip recognize it. They've given back confidence to the LPU Pirates as they trail by 2 against the Rhodes Spikers. Now, can they muster the energy to make sure that LPU don't catch up? RVD zone had an ace just a while ago. Can he build on that? Christensen. Good stop there for LPU. Can they save it? Yes, they can. Free ball, though. That's EasyTrip. Go to Christensen once again.
Wide opening for Red Christensen. Great setup from Brendan Santos. That's the LaSalle connection for you.
Boy, oh boy. Nothing stopping that one. 16-13 going into our second technical timeout. Welcome back to the Paco Arena. Now you can come by on Tuesday for a 3-game slate here. PGJC Navy Sea Lions and the Mapua University Cardinals. First up, AAC Generals and the IEM Phoenix Volley Masters. And the last one with CEU that will headline that. 16-13 now, still in favor of EASYTRIP. LPU a lot more confident here in this set.
Eugene Del Rio skying for that quick attack. But right now, Milo Parcon will check back in for Jericho Jose. I think this will be a defensive substitution for Coach Jose Roque because Milo Parcon is one of the steadiest defenders and receivers on their side.
Also very well rested. Talking about Parcon with Jose playing very well. That one's out for Christensen as LPU now within 1. Now remember, the game's not that far off. It just feels that way because EASYTRIP won 2 straight sets in very convincing fashion. But LPU won the first one, so it's their chance to tie this up. But the service error won't help them out there. Manliklik comes back in the game as EASYTRIP want to put this game to bed. Oh, and a miscommunication there by LPU. 4, 5 players just staring at each other there as the ball fell in the middle.
A huge donut hole in the defense of LYCEUM. Angat na naman to 3 ang kalamangan ng EASYTRIP.
Better now for EASYTRIP as Pletado doing a good job defensively. LPU sues for time as EASYTRIP starts to pull away.
Tulungan tayo. Second ball swing. Pag napakwi ka, dapat may umiikot. Okay, pag napakwi ka, dapat be quick. Huwag diretsuhan. Pag diretsuhan, tatawanan ka lang dyan. Ha?
Oh, Mark.
Okay? Ayoko madinig sa inyo. Akin. Pag nandun kayo sa laro, tingnan nyo after ano gagawin nyo. 3 lang yan, 4 lang yan, ha? Go! Let's go, Bayern!
Welcome back to the Paco Arena. This is 2019 Open Conference. And Spikers Turf EASYTRIP looking to seal the win here. They lead by 4, leading 2-1 over the LPU Pirates. It'll be EASYTRIP to serve. Paulo De Rosario alongside Neil Flores calling this game for you. It's been a fun one so far. That one goes long. LPU seeing that the door is left open for them by EASYTRIP. Legaspi now to serve for LPU. Galang unable to finish that one. Legaspi goes to Colonia and good blocking. Pletado with a fist raised up in the air.
Well, aside from the blocking of EASYTRIP, there was no coverage behind Colonia.
Red Christensen now. It's always the man to watch for EASYTRIP. Talking about Christensen. He set that one up as LPU scrambled to keep this one alive. They do. Pletado couldn't get that across. And it's just too long for LPU.
And the frustration of these players after that error, kitang-kita. Even Coach Emil Lonto.
Red Christensen still serving for EASYTRIP. Better now for LPU as a net touch gives them the point anyway. 21-17 in favor of the Rhodes Spikers. Fortunate net touch there for them. Del Rio to serve. Christensen straight to the net, so that's another point for LPU. breathing down the necks of EasyTrip here with their backs against the wall. You know, in the last set, there was very little confidence in the way LPU was playing. Now they seem to have found that once again.
And this is a more salvageable lead compared to the earlier 2 frames na 10 yung nilamang ng EasyTrip.
Gaspi sets that up. Castellano. No. Galang. Better there for EasyTrip as they now lead by 4.
Well, aside from Jericho saying, it's really Dave Letado who gave an all-out performance in today's game.
EasyTrip trying to seal it. Armin Dizon checking in. Serve goes wide. 22-19. Still salvageable, but have to avoid the errors if you're LPU. Parcon, good blocking. Dizon, happy with that one. Now just a 2-point lead. We go back to Parcon. This time off the block. 23-20.
You can block me once, but not twice.
Can LPU stop EasyTrip and extend this game? Good blocking there from Parcon. That means LPU have to come up with something new. Point goes LPU's way. They trail by 2. Let's see whether or not the volleyball gods will be kind to Neil Flores, who hasn't had a 5-setter in a while.
I think 80% of the games that I have covered are 5-setters.
Yeah, and but as of right now, kulang pa rin. So let's see what happens. As Christensen sends it along. So it's just a 1-point lead for EasyTrip. And they call for time with LPU breathing down their necks.
Pag ganyan medyo na ano tayo, alanganin, balik nila muna yung bola. Hindi nyo naman kailangan ano yun eh. Patay agad eh. Ang intensyon natin, mapahirapan lang naman yung pwestuhan eh. Placing. Tapos bawi tayo sa block. Diba? Tara, huwag nyo lang ano, i-break na natin tong last. Ha? Isa, one good pass. Tara.
EasyTrip up by 1. LPU breathing down their necks. They have been the second best team by far in the last 2 sets, but here they are neck to neck.
Just a 1-point lead for the Road Spikers.
Castellano. And Manlik Lick gets it 24-22. Match point now for EasyTrip. Brendan Santos. Oh, LPU saying not just yet. But LPU now have to avoid all errors. Harvey Dizon will be the man to serve as we take a look at the replay that got LPU this close.
3 Spikers on the front line for EasyTrip.
Dizon sets that up. Castellano. LPU trying to stay alive. Christensen. Nothing stopping that one as EasyTrip come away with a 25-23 win on that set to win it 3-1.
Well, of course, if you're looking for your last point and you're looking for your closer, you always go to your top scorer, and that is Red Christensen.
That's it. EasyTrip eliminates formally LPU from the tournament 3-1. We'll be right back with more analysis on One Sports. back to Spikers Turf, where EasyTrip took a 3-1 win over LPU. And we have our best player of the game, Jericho Jose, who really came up big. Last game, hindi ka talaga naglaro ng masyado, pero ngayon, sobrang laki ng trust sa'yo ni Coach. Anong sinabi niya sa'yo before this game?
Balik ko lang yung composure ko and then basta mag-step up, yun nga, iwas gigil ako sa mga palo ko kasi yun yung mga mistakes ko before. So yun, tinatry ko lang yung best every training and then yun, nagde-deliver naman ako ngayon sa game.
Well, EasyTrip right now, may chance pa kayo pumasok sa quarterfinals. Anong sinasabi sa inyo sa training to make sure na you get the chance to get to that level?
So kami, isa-isa lang muna yung game. Priority muna namin one step at a time. So, goal namin talaga manalo muna sa next game namin. Then, sana yung last game namin manalo rin kami para makapasok kami sa quarterfinals.
Congratulations. Do you have any greetings?
Binabati ko si Sir Eugene Antonio, yung nag-support sa amin, President ng EasyTrip, and sa mga family ng mga teammates ko, and sa brother ko. Tanda mo, mahal na mahal kita.
Napaka-sweet naman. Jericho, thank you very much. Back to you, Neil.
After giving away the first set to Lyceum, the EasyTrip Road Spikers was able to regain composure as they won the next 3 frames to get their second win in our preliminary round. This win will take them one step closer in reaching that quarterfinal round, and they will test their mettle against an undefeated Ateneo squad this coming Sunday.
Still a lot to do for EasyTrip, but then, you know what, they have to avoid things like this, because that first set was painful to watch for EasyTrip. But then they came to life. A lot of it was because of Jericho Jose, who really gave that extra energy, the extra boost in that second frame.
When he was injected in that second frame to start things off, he scored 3 instant points already. Tas doon na simulang na-build yung momentum ng EasyTrip hanggang sa dulo.
Also limited their errors, and you know, that third frame did not stop them as well. LPU were listless there, also trying to look for different ways to attack. Porto, as we saw a while ago, was injected in the game for LPU, but nothing really stopping EasyTrip from taking that.
In that set 3, yun yung pinakamaraming errors na binigay ang Lyceum. 14 errors, tapos na-minimize ng EasyTrip yung sa kanila to only 6.
And in the fourth frame, which turned out to be the final one, it was more of a contest now as LPU gave a better fight against EasyTrip, but EasyTrip showing their composure against this young team.
Well, bringing this win to their last 2 assignments against Ateneo and LaSalle, they cannot buck a slow start. They have to start out strong and continue providing the block points and aces.
Let's take a look at the standings now after that victory from EasyTrip. So EasyTrip now at 2-1, tied up with the Eco Oil DLSU Green Spikers. And you have the LPU Pirates now with 4 losses and mathematically out of the running for a quarterfinal spot. So a lot to work on for EasyTrip and a lot more exciting games to be had here in Group B of the preliminaries of the 2019 Open Conference of Spikers Turf. For everyone who joined us, we have more volleyball action for you. You have San Sebastian Golden Stags up next against the Philippine Army. So stick around for that one. I'm Paul de Rosario alongside Neil Flores. Have a great afternoon.